Thank you for participating in a study with the University of Arizona's Department of Speech, Language, and Hearing Sciences. This video will explain how to complete our checklist about your child's vocabulary. All families will complete the first checklist called the MCDI. You'll review a long list of words that young children often say and/or understand. It takes 30 to 40 minutes. You'll receive an email with a link to this video as well as the survey. After you finish watching this video, please open the survey. The survey starts with some reminders about our instructions. Overall, we want to know what your child already understands and/or says on their own. So please don't set them down with this long list and go, say potato, say because. Just think about what they already understand and say. There are 3 ways you could answer about any given word. These are just examples. So for the word ball, you might think, okay, my child understands ball, so I'll check understands. And she says ball, so I'll check says. For balloon, maybe your child understands this word, okay, but they don't say it, so you only check understands and you don't check says. Finally, for bat, maybe they don't understand or say the word, so you leave this row blank and you move on to the next word. For the says column, here are a few more things to keep in mind. If your child independently copies you, that counts for says. For example, you might say, look, a dog, and your child might repeat dog on their own. That counts as saying dog. But just as a reminder, please don't tell them to say words on command for this checklist. That doesn't count for our checklist. If your child only uses a sign for the word, for example, they sign more but they don't say more, please do not check the box for says. Some words have a star next to them. For these, think about whatever word your family uses. Maybe it's mommy, mom, or mama. Then answer the understands and/or says about your family's term for this word. We're not concerned about pronunciation. We're measuring language. Do they have a label for this item or idea? So maybe your child understands banana and the way they pronounce it is nana. That counts as saying banana. Maybe they pronounce ball as ba. That counts as saying it. Now, some kids use a sound effect instead of a word, like they'll call a train a choo-choo, or they'll call a cow a moo. So maybe they understand cow, but they don't say cow. Instead, they say moo. So you wouldn't check the box for says cow, but you would check the box says moo. And just remember, anytime that understands applies, you'll also want to check that box. Now, the understands part is harder, so please just look for clues about whether your child understands the different words. For example, if you say, bring me your green shoes, and your kid does so, they probably understand some or all of those words. Or if you say, where is my nose? And your child points to your nose, your child probably understands some or all of those words. At the end of the checklist, there's a question about whether your child is combining words. If they're not, just press not yet and submit. If they are sometimes or often combining words, please type the 3 longest sentences you've heard them say recently and press submit. If your child is 30 months old or younger, you can stop watching this video now. Thank you for being in our study. If your child is at least 31 months old, you will also complete a separate checklist called the MCDI 3. So when you open this survey, again, you'll see some reminders at the top. And for the first section, this is again about says and understands. So please use the same ideas that we just talked about to answer these questions. At the end of this section, it will ask you if your child is combining words yet. If you say not yet, and that's true, just press End Survey. Or if they are sometimes or often combining words, you'll do 3 more short sections. In the sentences section, you'll see a pair of sentences. Please choose the one that sounds the most like the way your child currently talks. If they're currently speaking more simply than either option, just choose the first option. Or if they're currently speaking in a way that's even more complicated than either option, just choose the second option. In the using language section, you'll answer a series of yes/no questions about your child's understanding and use of language. Finally, you'll type the 3 longest sentences your child has recently said. Once you complete both checklists, we will review your results and follow up with you. Thank you again for being in our study.